Hey folks, Sandamtod here. Gonna do a quick little response to a video I watched that Interghost did, but he did it from somebody else who did it from somebody else. I'm not sure who originated it, but it's basically, pardon my voice as well, I had a chest cold all this week. I felt like dog shit, so you just have to bear with me if I start coughing or something. But basically, he's asking the question, how much is too much when it comes to collecting? And I kind of left a big couple of paragraphs in his comments thing. And, you know, he made some good points about certain things, but I understand, you know, I mean, if collecting is affecting your budget, or you can't make your bills, or you can't, you know, afford other things because you're collecting all the time, or you know, it's affecting your family life, you know, and the people you love, then it might be a problem. But, you know, the majority of us, I don't think it's necessarily that kind of problem. It's more about just a compulsion to feel like we want to be a completist, you know, maybe complete collections. I've never stated that I wanted to get a complete collection. I mean, maybe way back in the beginning when I started doing YouTube, I think SNES-tastic asked me if I wanted to get a complete Sega CD collection, and I was kind of wishy-washy, and I thought about it, and I was like, well, maybe. But the more I started collecting it, the more I actually kind of looked into the whole collection as a whole, I knew there was going to be a bunch of games that I didn't want. So I've never really thought about having a complete collection. I've always kind of kept my collections fairly tight, you know, unless something is just like really extraordinary. I mainly stick to what I can afford, that's below what I can afford, you know, cheap stuff, thrift store. That's why I complain about the price at thrift stores going up and stuff, because that was my bread and butter. That's why I've been shopping at the pawn shop where you can get these $2 games and stuff, because that's just the way to go. And you know, he stated, you know, that he's had full, you know, went for complete collections and stuff and sold stuff off and rebought it, and that's one thing. I never sell anything, and he was recommending that maybe I should sell some stuff that I don't play. But my problem is I have the intent to play everything, and this is kind of where my own thoughts lie on it, is, you know, I have the intent to play it all, and as a matter of fact, I do play most everything. And by play, I mean I stick it in, I play it for 20 or 30 minutes, and then I take it out or whatever, and I may stick it back in again if I found it really enjoyable, and I may complete it. But, see, I'm one of those people that doesn't feel like I have to finish a game in order to have played it. You know, a lot of people, I think, feel like they gotta finish the game or they didn't play it. You know, and I'm not that way. If I play a game for an hour and I got enjoyment out of it for $2, then that's good with me. I'm fine with that, you know. I think too many people think they have to finish the game, or that's the end goal, is to finish the game. I'm kind of more of the journey is better than the ending, because the endings on games are never as good as you want them to be, and that's because it's not about the ending, it's about the journey to get there. And so I feel that the idea behind what am I never going to play, well, I play everything, but I may only play it for 10 minutes. I may play it till I complete it. I may put in 40, 50 hours on something. You know, I played Two Worlds 2 for 46 hours or something and beat it. You know, I played through the Dead Space games, but that's because they held my interest, you know. I used to be one of those people that was like, oh, only pussies play it on easy. Well, I play a lot of games on easy nowadays. If the story, the fundamental story and the ending isn't any different, if I play it on easy than normal, then I'll play it on easy, because I just really don't want to have that hard of a time roughing through it. You know, if you want to call me, you know, a pussy or whatever for not playing on the normal level, fine, but, you know, at least I'm enjoying the game. I'm having fun, you know. And this is kind of where my own question is coming into play. I'm kind of doing a question and a response in the same video. I want to know from you all, Do you feel like you have to complete the game in order to have gotten your enjoyment out of it or have played it? Because I don't feel like I have to complete it. And there's many games that I haven't completed that I really enjoyed, like Resident Evil 4. I've never completed it, but I've made it about halfway through it. I know that Retro Sofer did a collection about stuff that he wanted to play, and he was talking about the Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. It's kind of a role-playing game. I played that son of a bitch all the way up to 90%. I'm in the Pelennor Fields, close to the end of the game, and I won't finish it. And part of it is because I don't think the ending's going to live up to the game, and I enjoyed the game so much, and there's still more things when leveling up with your characters that I wanted to do, and I don't just want to sit and grind in this field to level them up so I can use these 2 or 3 magic spells before the end of the game, you know. So I just kind of left it in limbo. And there's a lot of games like that. I just leave them in limbo. You know, I've been playing XCOM, but I finally pulled it out of my machine because it's been frustrating me. And I had borrowed it from a friend. It's not like I bought it. But I just decided I wasn't going to play it anymore right now. I'm going to play Singularity or one of these other games that I bought recently, maybe Batman Arkham Asylum, and check it out, you know, and give it an honest go, you know. But if I don't finish it, I don't finish it. I don't dwell on that. And I think a lot of people have that mentality where they feel like they have to finish games or they got to get that complete gamer score, all the achievements. I could give a shit. I'll play through a game one time, and at whatever achievements I get on the way through that one time is all I'm going to get. And it's usually about half. That's usually about the standard amount you're going to get. I usually get about 24 to 26. If there's like 50 of them, I might get up to 28, you know, and that's about average. And I don't look at this achievement sheet to see what I need to do to get achievements. I just let them happen naturally. And if they happen, they happen. And if they don't, they don't. And I play on the Xbox 360. And I know there's trophies on the PS3, but it'd be the same way for me on that too. So, you know, as far as selling stuff, if I felt like I needed to sell it because I needed money or something, I probably would sell some things. But for the most part, the stuff I'm selling is the stuff that nobody else is probably going to be interested in either. Because the good games are the ones you're going to want to keep. So, you know, I mean, there's no reason to sell it for me. I mean, there's no upside to it. The only reason I don't have my stuff out and displayed, because he was saying if you've got part of your collection put up in tubs, and I'm not trying to defend myself in any way. I didn't feel like he was calling people out or anything. As a matter of fact, I thought his video was rather good. You know, his points were good and valid. You know, maybe you've got too much stuff if you got stuff in tubs. Well, I do have a lot of stuff in tubs. I got a lot of backup systems because I'm always afraid that one of them's going to crap out and then I'm not going to be able to play all the games that I have because I don't have another system to play it on. So I have like multiple systems for each generation, except for the Saturn. I don't have 2 of those, but I've got 2 3DOs. I've got a couple Sega. I've got 3 or 4 Sega Genesis. I've got 2 Sega CDs. You know, I've got multiple N64s, multiple Dreamcasts, 8-bit Nintendos. I got a couple Super Nintendos. I think I only have 1 Sega Master System, so that's kind of, you know, a rarity. But those suckers will play like gangbusters. So I don't know. I think if it's bothering you, if your collection, if you think it's too much, then maybe it's too much for you, you know. But if you don't, then, you know, he was saying, you know, with a family and stuff, you have to share your space with your family, and it's not necessarily fair to everybody in the family, especially if they don't share that same passion for it, to take up space with all your stuff, and be selfish like that. And I understand that, but I'm a single guy. But another reason why I have all my stuff in tubs is because I live in a house that I rent, and I want a game room where I can build custom shelves and put them in there and set it all up the way that I want it. And someday, I mean, I'm not a spring chicken, but someday soon, I'm hoping that I'll buy a home of my own, and then I'll put everything out. I'll build the shelves that I want, and I'll display it all the way I want it to be displayed. And so I just have it in storage because I'm just waiting until I can do that. It's not because I don't have the room. I could put it out right now. I've got a room that I could display stuff in, but it's just, I don't want to because I don't want to build custom shelves in a rental home, and try to get them out of the room and all that. And it's just, I'd rather build them for the room I'm going to keep everything in for a long while. But, like I said, I mean, if you think it's too much, maybe it's too much. If you're buying stuff just to do YouTube videos so you can do pickups, maybe that's kind of ridiculous. I've done that. I have done that on a couple occasions. Early on, when I was making videos, I would buy, like, old PlayStations and stuff just so I would have some pickups. I've got, like, 7 or 8 PlayStation 1s. Just because, and I started collecting different model numbers just because, that was the, a reason to buy it. But, it really doesn't benefit me in any way. I started paint modding them because I had so many of them. And, I just would really like to hear your comments back on my question as to whether or not you feel like you got to beat games or complete that achievement list in order to have gotten your money's worth out of the game. Or do you feel like if you paid a reasonable amount for it and you played it a reasonable amount of time and you don't finish it, but you enjoyed it, that it was enough of a investment for you that you got your money's worth out of it? If we're just talking about material stuff, I mean, a guy on his comments above mine, and I left this guy comment, said something like, I feel sorry for retro collectors because you can play all this shit on an emulator, and I just think you all are throwing your money away. And I commented back to this guy personally, and I was like, I'm a retro collector, but I'm a collector. I'm not necessarily a gamer. You're looking at it from a gamer's perspective of, I could play all these games on my computer or on a modded system, or play them on the Wii Virtual Console or whatever, and that I don't need all these systems. And I told him, I'm a collector. I want the original stuff. I have nostalgia for the original stuff, and there's nothing like playing an original game on the original hardware. And that's my opinion. I don't look at it as a waste of money because it's a tangible item. It's not a ROM file. If I was going to save something in a fire, I know we've had this question before, I would save my modded Xbox because it's got tons of games on it. And that's from a gamer's perspective. I would save that. But, from a collector's standpoint, I would be, saving a few different things. My Snatcher game that I paid a lot of money for, that's in awesome shape. I have a couple of sealed Nintendo games, but they're not really expensive games. There's more games that have more sentimental value to me because, like, my grandparents bought them for me when I was a teenager and stuff that I still have in the boxes with the directions and stuff. That stuff has sentimental value. And so this is kind of a response to Enter Ghost. If you're watching this, buddy, hey, and I did enjoy your video, and I didn't feel like you were calling anybody out specifically. I just think you were asking the question, what do you think's too much? And I guess that's a different answer for everybody. For me, I have cut back, and because I started looking at, I think Snestastic mentioned it too, quality over quantity. I mean, what do you want to spend your money on? And I started looking at it like I wanted stuff in box. I wanted stuff complete. It doesn't have to be in mint condition for me, but you know, it's got to be complete. If it's not complete anymore, I don't want to waste the money on it. If I go out somewhere and I see a bunch of loose Nintendo cartridges for $4, even if I don't have them, there's very few of those that I would be willing to buy loose cart. And a lot of times if I see titles that I know are sought after that are cheap, I'll pick them up, but I pick them up with the intent to trade them off. I do have a trade box that I keep that I have quite a bit of stuff for trade in. When people do videos where they're like, hey, I want to trade some stuff, I'll, you know, have stuff for trade. So anyway, I'm really, my voice is going, so I'm going to sign off, but I did enjoy his video. I'll link to his video because I want you to check his video out, but he linked all the way back to somebody else, and I think that guy got it from somebody else. So it's just a question that's floating around out there. How much is too much when it comes to collecting your games? And answer my question, do you feel like you got your money's worth even if you don't finish it? So I'm going to sign off. Thanks for coming by, folks. Sorry I haven't done any pickup videos, but that's kind of a good thing, I guess, in the light of this video. I'm not just buying a bunch of crap just to do a pickup video. But, you know, there's always that shot. I always like to go out and shop. That's another thing. I cut back on internet shopping because I just feel like it's no fun. You know, yeah, it's there. Yeah, you can get a look at a picture of it and buy it. But it's more fun to go out and buy it. So if I'm not finding it out and about, I just haven't really cared recently. So anyway, folks, thanks for coming by. It's new subscribers. I hope you're digging it. If you're not, hey, it's not going to get no better. So anyway, thanks, and I'll see you next video. Bye.